We are here today to really talk about something exciting. And, we just finished up with Impact, and we have some Impact 4 grads that are going to be sharing about their experience. And then also, why did they join the Jumpstart? Your online tutoring business masterclass. Like, what motivated them to want to say yes to that? You're going to get to meet some people who are really going through this next cohort. These are real people. I've had people who just look at me and they're like, Joanne, like, these can't be real people. I'm like, these are real people. I've not made them up. They are not AI. And they are incredible human beings. And I'm really excited to introduce each of them to you. We have Stacy in the house. She
Hello.
works with reading and OG. We've got Christy Wolch in the house, and she works with writing specifically for kids in grades like 5 and 6, right around that, right before middle school age. And we've got Susan in the house as well. And she just came on a break and is hanging out outside. It looks like it's a beautiful day by you, Susan.
It is. It is. Actually, I'm in Wisconsin, not too far from you. So
You
pretty cool.
are. Okay, where are
Yes.
you located in Wisconsin?
Right now in Thiensville. So,
Thiensville. Okay. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, not too far. Not too far. That's
Right.
exciting. That's right.
Yes.
Because you know what, you guys? Susan actually found me. This is such an interesting story. You
It is.
ended up finding me because I had made a partnership with the learning store here, the teacher store that we have here is called the Learning Shop. And she actually found one of my advertisements that I had in there about becoming an online tutor. So it's been in the back of her mind, like, this is something I've wanted to do. And that was years ago. And here she is. She has
Yes.
finally made the jump, and she's going to join us inside of Jumpstart. So I would love for people to get to know you guys just a little bit more. So, Stacy, introduce yourself, tell people who you are, where you're from, and again, a little bit more about who you tutor.
So I'm Stacy Weist. I live in Aberdeen, South Dakota, in the middle of nowhere. And so I tutor Orton Gillingham, and then also connect that with Linda Mubel. And then I also have taken that brain is just like, I love finding more out about it. And so I've also got training in the primitive reflexes, which helps with all of those milestones that some kids maybe didn't get when they were young, which really affects dyslexic brain and any person's brains. And then Handwriting Without Tears, love that program, and so putting a shout out there. But yeah, just working with all that. The younger ones are my key and my focus area.
I love it. I love it. And then we got Christy. Christy, tell everybody who you are.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you today. And I am a writing tutor. I live just outside of Seattle, one floating bridge away, and Washington. And I have been tutoring since about 2015, but I am making the jump to full time. So,
Yay.
super excited about that, and just can't wait to grow.
Yay. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Amazing. And then we got Susan in the house. Susan, tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
Great. Well, thank you. Well, I've been a classroom teacher, and then I did some subbing last year, and I've done some homeschooling, and I'm like ready to, and I'm also doing some in-person tutoring. And so I really want to get online so I can do some traveling. So, and make this work. So, and it's interesting because I've been really looking at what I want to teach, and I've also done the Orton Gillingham math program. So I'm thinking about just focusing on the math or getting started right away with the
Wow.
math.
That's a
So,
great idea.
and it's probably K4, maybe K5. And I've been
Uh-huh.
a second grade teacher, so that's kind of my thing. And I've been at also math enrichment. And then I thought, even doing like games, like doing more like enrichment, so
Yeah.
both ends of the spectrum. So, and working with homeschool kids, that sounds exciting. And
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see. I'm kind of open, and I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't even have a web page. This morning I got up early, and I'm looking. Okay, what can I do a web page about? How? And I'm like starting from scratch. So I'm really
Yep.
excited. So
And
thank you.
we've got you. We've got you. That's awesome. And Stacy and Susan, sounds like you guys are going to have a great match made in heaven there. So fantastic. With Stacy having the Orton Gillingham with the reading approach and Susan doing Orton Gillingham with the math approach. I mean, this is how these beautiful relationships begin. And then when you guys have students that, they're ready to start writing in their paragraphs and sentences and can't get their ideas out clearly, Christy is our go-to girl. So this is how relationships, this is how networking works, you guys. This is amazing stuff. Now, each of you guys attended Impact 4. What motivated you guys to join Impact 4?
The holding our hands and helping us get through each thing. I'm in the same boat as Susan from the sounds of it, getting that web page and actually like getting that out there, because whatever I've done so far isn't working. Just how to connect with those homeschooling families, because I'm also, out of the classroom now and wanting to do this full time. There was the speakers were so knowledgeable and everyone was so helpful. Like it just felt like, yeah, they're like, you guys were all sitting there holding our hands and just, we got you, you're gonna do this, and like I'm just one of those people that have it laid out.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw. So
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Where's some other things? Yeah, Susan.
Oh, here I am raising my hand. So I think what it is for me, it's very ditto. What Stacy just said. It's Stacy, right? What Stacy just said. And I think for me is just to get the word out there too. And even what I noticed that you were doing with one person, I love how you were, and it was the last day, and you were walking through even how to put it on so you get more hits, or more people to your website. And that's the piece that I have I mean, that's like way down the road. And I think, and what I have to keep in mind, it's a process. And,
It
like,
is.
of course, I want to be up in level 5. And I love the way you broke it down. Okay, level 1, I just have to do level 1. And then it's
Yes.
level 2. And, eventually my goal is level 6. But I got a long way to go till I get there. And it's step by step. So thank you.
Yes.
That's it for
You
me.
are welcome. And that's really the important thing. It's not that like today I want to get from level 1 to level 5. We just have to think about, okay, level 1. Here are the things in level 1 that I have to focus on. And then you mentally take a checklist and be like, okay, this, and this are the things I'm going to focus on today. Or this is all I'm going to focus on today. And then tomorrow I'm going to see what else I can focus on. And then the next day I'm going to see what else I can focus on from this list. I don't have to think like 50 steps ahead from where I'm at. I just have to think about the steps of where I'm at inside of my business right now. And it really is going to make a huge impact inside of your business. A lot of people were like confused sometimes as to like, what action should I take? And now that we have these lists, it's really going to be easy no matter where people are at inside of their business for them to do that. Chrissy, what motivated you to join Impact 4?
Well, I've attended the other impacts since Impact,
Yay.
the first one.
Really?
And I've gotten, yes. And so I've gotten so much out of it. And I've gotten the replays because I don't always have time for everything, but I do go back and I look and I see I need help with this thing. And somebody would have spoken on it. And this
nice.
year, I was so excited to hear the marketing day.
Yeah.
Since leaving the classroom and dabbling in tutoring for so long part-time, in varying degrees of part-time, I was scared of the marketing piece.
Yeah.
And feeling like you have to do it all and be it all. And I just loved the finding your social media superpower. I loved that one. That was the best talk for me because it really freed me to think about what can I do now that's small while I learn the others, but small and natural for me. And so I can bite-size piece off of this. And the same thing with the checklists. Oh my goodness. They have revolutionized my thinking because I'm in the middle of a 1 and 2 with a bunch of holes. So it's showing me where to backfill. And that is
Yes.
helping out my systems and my processes a lot. So
That's
super excited
awesome.
about impact. It's been a great thing every single time. Thank you,
Aw,
Joanne, for doing that.
you are welcome. What's the most impactful lesson that you learned from Impact 4?
From Impact 4, I was very curious, honestly, about the financial freedom one.
Yeah.
That one was a real eye opener to all the things that you quote unquote lose while leaving teaching and need to now do
Yes.
as your own.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that one was a really enlightening. It's things you know, but
Mhm.
it's nice to hear it again from someone
Yes.
else.
Yeah, because you do forget about it. You're so focused on your business that you stop focusing on some other things. And there are things that change in our business when we start, going from being an employee to an employer. Like we have to pay both sides of the taxes. So, we have to do it quarterly. Like a lot of times people don't know that until it's tax time and then they get taxed on the tax they didn't pay. So it's like we want to make sure that people know that, like out of the gate, hey, you got to pay these quarterly taxes, and then you got to take care of your health care, like, and don't forget to save for the future. Like this isn't just about like, oh, I made $5,000 this month, yippee, let's, okay, so I pay all my bills and then we're done, and now, oh, I have an extra $1,000, let's see what I can go buy. This is about really planning for the future as well, so that you always have the amount of money that it is that you need to have the freedom that you guys want to have. And I think that's really important. And thanks you guys for joining us inside of the Facebook group. Woo woo. So glad to have you guys here. And continue to throw any questions that you guys have inside of the chat as well. We'd love to be able to interact with you guys. I can see you whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube or you're on LinkedIn. I can see all of your comments coming right on through right here. So I love it. I love it. Any other impactful lessons that you guys learned?
So I think for me, it was just seeing that there's other people out there, doing it as well. I know there was one woman that I connected to, and I copied down her website, and just to go and look at her website and see how she's doing it. That what it was for me. It's the networking. I know when you go to
Hmm.
the classroom, you meet at the copier and you talk, and there's no like meeting online. So I think for me, it's the connection with other people.
Yes.
And that was so important to me. So,
Yeah. And look at how brave you guys are now, like stepping out and putting your face out there and letting people know already. You're just joined Jumpstart, but here you are on a live stream talking about your business. This is like getting out of our comfort zone, right? You
yeah.
guys have that opportunity to really connect with each other and begin to get to know each other. And these relationships, they're really important. And a lot of times we're just like, how do I get that next student? How do I get that next student? How do I get the next student? It's like, the relationships that you build with the people around you, that's how you get your next student,
Mm.
right? Like these
Yeah.
relationships, nothing can replace that. They're irreplaceable. How about for you, Stacy?
Um, exactly. Like, this is so out of my comfort zone. So, yeah, like, this is great. But that networking piece is, you know, my, I just want to help students. But then I sit in my office and forget that networking part and that marketing
Yeah.
part. And
Yeah.
so, um, it, with all the speakers, that marketing one session, that even my husband, who's a business banker, was listening in because he was okay, we need to listen to what's going on here. Like, oh, obviously I no longer have a paycheck. So but so that was even helpful for him. And then that
Yeah.
networking, just that's the piece I'm not getting, I think, is I'm not getting out there and correctly um showcase, or
Yeah.
giving people. Right now it's word of mouth from all my family's just local. So
Yeah.
so
Oh, well, we're going to change that, my friend. We are going to change that.
and
And
that's why I joined Jumpstart. Like, that right there. It was like, nope.
Well, and honestly, there's so many people that are inside of this. They're watching you right now, and they're you are it. They are in awe of what you're doing. That you're here and you're talking about your business because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm too scared to do that yet at this time. And here you are, and they're like, oh, she's an OG tutor. They're getting to see you and know you, right? This is even within our community. People are getting to know you, and then when they see you inside of our Jumpstart class, because that starts on Monday, they're like, "Oh, I remember Stacy. She was the one who showed up on that call. Woo! Okay, cool." It just gets you in the door a little bit easier for people to be like, "Oh, I want to be Stacy's accountability partner, or I want to be Christy's accountability partner, or let's work together. Let's help each other through this process." And that's what it's about. It's about all of us supporting each other. You know, I have answers to a lot of things inside of your business, but one of the answers I don't have is you getting out there more, right? Like you have to take that. I can't give that to people. I can create opportunities, but we all have to try to find those ways to be able to get out there. And you're going to find all the different ways that we can get out there for free. I am all about organic marketing. I am not about the Facebook ads, and I'll tell you why. Facebook ads sound like a sexy, amazing thing, don't they? I'm just going to put some money down, and then those students are going to come flocking to me, and I'm going to have a book salad business. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It would be great if that happened. I'm going to tell you what happens for most people. They put down thousands of dollars and they get 0 students to show for it, and they have a lot of empty conversations with cold leads. That's what happens. That's the truth. It's because we don't know anything about marketing. Once we learn about marketing, once you understand about marketing from your ideal client's perspective versus me the tutor, and it's all about me the tutor, and I can give your child more confidence, or all the things that we just typically say, individualized instruction. No duh, it's tutoring. That's what tutoring is, right? Like once I can get out of those types of words and I can really start speaking to my ideal client, I can then possibly start thinking about adding maybe a Facebook ads thing in there, but not beforehand. I have to learn how to talk to people and be able to do this. So, yeah, Beth put in, she spent thousands of dollars, you guys, on Facebook ads.
Yeah.
0 moved forward. She even went as low as $8 an hour, thinking it was maybe how much she was charging.
Oh, wow.
But she couldn't even get them to say yes to that. She still had people saying it was too expensive. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
not how much you're charging that is the reason that people aren't moving forward with you. A lot of times there's other underlying factors as to why people aren't moving forward with you. And that's what we're going to be uncovering as we move into Jumpstart, into the Jumpstart Masterclass. How has Impact for kind of changed the way that you're thinking about your business?
For me, I think that I see the future because I can take the tiny steps on getting me to that spot now. Like I think at this point I felt so overwhelmed with, okay, I think I need to do this, I think I need to do that. Like I just like, and no idea which one to really do or where to spend money or what to like. I just feel like my head was always going
Yeah.
and I couldn't figure out where to start.
Yeah.
If that makes like, so I feel like if that piece, the steps right there is going to help me be able to put that into play better.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of in the same with Christy, as in I am probably at that level in between the level 1 and 2 parts of 3. But
Uh-huh.
again, those missing pieces that I didn't realize.
Yeah.
And so trying to get that now,
Yeah.
which would help my business.
Yeah. It all comes down to the 4 stages of learning. When it comes to the teaching and the learning, we are at the unconscious competent stage, which is the stage that everybody wants to be at whenever they start something. We all want to be at the unconscious confident stage. Like I remember when I was becoming a jazzercise instructor, I'm like, I wish I could just get on stage and do that. That's so cool. Like, I just wish I could get on stage and do that. Like, I didn't realize all the things that I needed to learn in order to do that. So I did become a jazzercise instructor, and I do that now. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. But in order for me to get to that unconscious competence stage that I am now, I had to go through the I had to go through the 4 stages of learning, and that first stage is unconscious incompetence.
Mm.
Kind of like driving, right? When you're a kid and you're watching your parents drive, you think that driving is this. You just take the wheel and you just go like this, and you just move it, and then, like, you go places, right? That's unconscious incompetence.
Mm.
But then you move to the second level. This is where overwhelm lives, because then you start realizing you get to the conscious incompetence. You know all the things that you don't know about, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my god, this is a little bit too big and so much for me to handle." And what we do during Jumpstart is we take you from that from that conscious incompetence right on over to conscious competence, where you know the things that you need to put into your business. You begin feeling more comfortable taking those actions until you move into the unconscious competence stage. And that's the big goal. And that happens for all of us because we're already there when it comes to the teaching and the tutoring. And so we think with our business, it's going to be like that too. But that's where the big gap is, right? Because we don't realize all the steps we have to put into place for our business in order for it to be successful. We've been watching other people do it, and we think, oh, that looks easy. I could do that.
You don't see the
Or can you
behind
do
the
that?
scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. And I think this is really the important thing. And that's where we want to get you into your stage. And every time I have Jumpstart, I get feedback from the people that have joined it. But I also am learning from my own experiences of going through the program with people of what do tutors need and how do I get them there? And so you'll find that each time I run the cohort, it's never run exactly the same because I'm looking back at it and I'm examining it. I'm like, okay, where can I make this better for people? How can I change it? How can I make sure that I'm using all of the updated like resources and tools so that people can get the results that they want to be able to make? Would you guys, for people who haven't ever attended Impact 4, would you recommend that they attend Impact 5?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
totally would.
I already messaged a few
Yeah.
people and said, the next one's like the end of January, so you
Yep.
should probably. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the goal, and I'm almost, like, playing with the idea of having 3 a year, so
Ooh.
That would be
I
exciting.
know. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm thinking it's possible. I know I can do it, and there's so many people that can speak and really add value and do this, and we can all learn from each other, and that's really the big piece is we can all learn from each other, no matter
Yes.
where we're at inside of our business, and then networking is just gold for so many people. Now, a lot of you guys, every single one of you that's on here now, you guys have decided to join us for the next Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass. Why did you decide to join?
I decided to join because the cohort model and the synergy that comes from that has always been powerful in my life. It got me
Mm,
through grad school. Oh my
mhm.
goodness. It got
Mhm.
me a master's in teaching. I would not have gone there without a cohort. My goodness,
Yes.
no. And so I'm really excited to see not just how many students I can get, but how many total we can get as a whole group. Because, oh
Yes.
my goodness, that's going to be so exciting.
It
And
is
then
gonna be exciting. I'm excited about that part too.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just the support and camaraderie. I love how you have it broken down into 10 weeks, 10 different steps on the little path on the
Mhm.
infograph. And I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with Christy that the cohort part, again, without the cohort, I wouldn't have gotten my master's either. So, uh, yeah, working with people and being on that same path, that just makes it really. I'm just excited, like to be on this path, to have everything set in steps and filling in those gaps. You don't know what you don't know,
Yes.
so
Mhm.
so filling in those gaps and getting all those kids. And we keep hearing there's so many kids out there that need help, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, like, well, my doors are open, come on. It doesn't work that way. We have to have the other part of it to get them here. So
Yeah, build it and they will come. Not if they don't know the door's open.
right. Right? Yeah, so no, I'm excited for the cohort to be able to network, and that alone is exciting. So,
Yeah. And that's the big difference I found, like, when I just had, like, it as a video course, I created this course called the Tutorpreneur course. It was all just videos, and then I would meet with people weekly, once a week, and it did not get the same kind 'cause anybody could join at any point in time. It didn't have that cohort effect. It was that's what was missing. And so people would come to the Wednesday meetings, but they didn't watch any of the videos. And because they could start at any point in time, we had people who were lost and confused because people would be asking questions above and beyond where they were at. So they were just like they were like, "I'm not following this." I'm like, "You gotta watch the videos." Yeah. So that's where it was like, "Okay, what if we gamified this and we made it fun?" Like, we all walk this
That
path together and we get to win things and we get to grow our business and we get to make money and you guys get to win a t-shirt, you get to win mugs, you get to win, you get to network with people, build relationships. Like at the end of the day, I'm really excited for this next group of people. It's gonna be awesome. Susan, what helped you decide to join us this time around?
I think it was, you hit it. It was the fun. It was like, okay, this can be fun, and just like tutoring, going to people's houses. That was, but and into being more comfortable staying home and just having you know opening it up, and okay, having more people come to me. And it's like, for me, it was the piece of the online piece. Like, how do I do that? Like, I know I can tutor, but how do I do the online piece?
Yeah.
And that was the tricky part, and that's what it is. Okay, all these people are doing it. And what else got me too, I have to tell you, was the tech help.
Yes.
It's like, okay, that they have tech help, okay. And then putting all the pieces together, like, I was looking into, of course, the website, and then the tutor bird. That is like, wow, that seems like that simplifies things too.
Mhm.
So it's making what was overwhelming, simplifying it. So that was a neat thing. And just with everybody else. And you were talking about doing it 3 times a year. What it might be neat to do, and I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, is maybe, how we are going to Florida, doing that more often.
You know what? You guys are gonna get to hear in a little while. I'm still playing with the idea, but I thought, as the ticket price increases, because this is the last time it's gonna be at the price point that it is now, what if I give everybody a free ticket to come live and join us?
Ooh.
Ooh,
And, so that's something I'm playing with, but that would only be
okay.
a once a year thing because obviously planning an event like that at a real location, all that takes a lot of time, but, then all 3 cohorts that join throughout the year, they would have the opportunity to all come together to the big live event.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes. So, I'm
That's
always
so
thinking bigger.
That's
You
so
guys,
can
always
exciting.
we
thinking
pick
bigger.
that in, like, December, January, so that we can all get out of the snow?
Always. Always.
That
Always,
would be
honey, always.
phenomenal.
That is exactly why we're going to Cape Coral. This next group that's gonna be working with me personally, we are going to Cape Coral, in Florida, and we have just an incredible location that's already picked out so that we can just focus on our business and do what we need to do. But yeah, I'm thinking it's really exciting to kinda see all this so of the things that you've already kind of because you guys have already kinda gone in a little bit, you kinda gotten to see a little bit of what you guys are about to learn. What are you most excited about learning about?
Right now, it's the automaticity because
Mhm.
that will allow me to do my ultimate goal, which is serve kids.
Mhm.
I can't serve as many kids with so many processes that take away from
Right.
my time tutoring. And
Right.
so, ultimately, I love tutoring. I love that face to face with kids, and I want everything else to just run smoothly and efficiently to offer more time to do that, which is really my joy and love. Marketing, I'm excited that I'll learn it because I need it. But actual tutor time is definitely where it's at for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
One sec, you guys. Yes, you can give that to Allie today.
And it's her birthday.
It's her birthday today. I know.
Oh.
Real life. So we went to okay, so I gotta tell you guys this story just because it's so fun. My kids have always wanted to shop at Lululemon, but on a teacher's budget, Lululemon does not fit. Anybody relate?
I don't even know what it is. See, I live in
Yeah.
this little place.
I know, like tears come to my eyes when I think about this, but we were shopping at the store the one day, and well, not shopping, browsing. And I looked at my daughter and I said, "Hey, when I have my first $10,000 a month, I'm going to take you back and we're going to buy something." And Becca's like, "Yes, come on over here. You got to show. Come here. This is a real story. Oh yeah, come on over. Come on over." Okay, say this is Becca. This is the person that this is a real story. I'm not making any of this up. This is Becca. Oh, and by the way, what is she wearing? She's wearing her Lulu.
I am.
Not the Lulu from that day, but her Lulu. And I remember saying to you, let's wait. And you said to me, Mom, when do you think this first $10,000 a month is going to be? And I said, could be next month.
Wasn't it like the next month?
It was the next month, you guys. It was the next month. I had my first $10,000 month. And what did we do?
I got a pair of leggings.
She got a pair of leggings. And I was so excited. I had my first $10,000 month that I decided to come back as well and go and got something for myself that I still have today and wear all the time and absolutely love. So these things really are possible. And that was just with my tutoring money. A lot of people say, oh, but you help other tutors and that kind of stuff. You guys, that's just my tutoring income. That's not helping tutors. And so this isn't like, oh, I have to have all these other side jobs in order to make that money. So thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being a part of it.
Thanks for coming.
She's also my video editor, you guys. And so if you're ever looking for a BA who you're like, I need help video editing, this is the girl to go to. I've taught her how to edit and she is amazing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How's my hair look?
She's like, how's my hair look? It looks great. She just got it cut. just for this show. Oh, we just had a question inside of here. Somebody said, will this walk me through what I need, what sections I need from my basic website? We're going to take you from a basic website to a website that actually converts, guys. Okay. This is not about creating a website that looks like Sylvan. Sylvan has a different business model. They can list all of the different areas that they specifically tutor. They can throw tons of money at ads. We don't have that kind of money. We have to get very specific and particular to who our ideal client is. What I'm going to teach you how to do is not only how to have those sections, but how do I speak in a way that my ideal client not only can hear me, but it wants to go to that next stage and wants to have a conversation with me to see if this is going to be a good fit for their child. That's the goal with a website that we're going to get you to. And then on top of it, we are going to optimize it so that you can get found on Google when people type things in. Okay, because that's really a big piece of it. Nobody wants to spend all of their time as a tutor trying to sit here and figure out how to get in front of more people. What if we were able to put processes in place that allowed people to take a look at our content, run into it on accident, find it, and then decide to work with us, and then they're emailing us in our inbox? That's what happens to me every single day, and I'm going to walk people step by step through that process of how I make that happen. So very excited to share that with you guys. What else are you guys excited to learn about in the masterclass? Yeah, Susan.
So what I was doing this morning, besides looking at a website, now it says maybe I should hold off and wait and just do it with your expertise.
Yep.
But also, like, where am I going to set up this office or this place to work from that has a background? I mean, I started off in the outside, now I'm inside and, sitting here, and it's like, where am I going to set up the best optimal place to videotape? And what do I want in the background? And that's where.
Yeah, that's a piece of it. I was okay, you guys. I got started in the most dank, dark. I'm in the same office that I was back then. I've just given it a facelift. So it was like dark, and I had bad lighting and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, even this right here, you guys, this is not real. Okay, this is just a. So if you go on to like Amazon, you can put Zoom Zoom background, and you'll see all these photography backgrounds that people have that they've created for like photographers. And you find one that you like and you put it on your wall, and bada bing, bada boom. Simple solution. You could do a green screen, but here's what I found. I did a green screen for years. But then I was getting asked to speak in all these different places that I would show up, and I couldn't figure out how to get my green screen to not be just the ugly green screen, because I only knew how to make it work in Zoom. And so then I'm like, why don't I just like set it up so that I just have a nice background? And I bought this, and my kids were all like, no, Mom, you can't buy that. That's awful. I'm like, no. You don't see the vision. You don't see the vision. This is going to be better than what you think it's going to be. I promise you. And now everybody that I talk to, they're like, I love your background.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
Cool.
really, really awesome. Somebody just said, mind blown. I love it. I love it. Oh,
That'll be my next
oh,
purchase.
and we just saw someone who is in Indiana. They said they've been trying to walk themselves through this 2 months into their savings, and they're not any closer to starting with any real kids. That's a big heartbreak, right? You guys have so much to offer, and you have just an amazing gift, and more people need to know that you're out there and that you exist. And we can't use spamming methods to get students because they don't work. So a lot of people are like, well, let me just put an ad on Facebook and then my students will come. Or like, not just like an ad that you have to pay for, but they'll just put like an image, right? That says, I'm taking students right now, struggling with math, I can help.
Yep.
Those kinds of things, they don't work. So we're going to share with you guys the strategies that do work for you. So
Yay.
I'm excited. Yay. All right. I want to know from you guys, what are your top goals for your business this year?
I would
As
like to
in, go ahead, go, Kirsty.
Sorry about that. I would like to be booked solid at 20 students a week.
Yeah. And that's easy to do. You're halfway there. You have 10 now, right? Like 10 hours
Yes,
a
I
student?
do.
So you're halfway there. That's awesome. You're on you've got a great startup. How about you, Stacy?
I again, trying to get that 20 or more, because right now I currently have 3.
Yeah, you got this. You got this.
So, yes.
We've had people who get 17 students in this class in the 10
Hey.
weeks.
Bring them in.
It's happened. It's happened. So
That's
it absolutely
awesome.
can happen. And I, you know what? I sent an email out yesterday, and I got some very interesting responses from people who absolutely did not believe me. I'm like, I am not making this stuff up, you guys. Like, you can watch the testimonials on my YouTube channel with all the Tutorpreneur Hero Award winners, with all the people that got like tons of students. This is not BS, as the person who like messaged me said it is. It is not. This is real. We're really walking you through the steps. This really can be done. You really can fill your hours. I just read an article the other day, Stacy, that was talking about how there are now 12 states that are requiring kids to reach proficiency level in 3rd grade of reading, or they're going to be held back. What kind of effect do you think that's going to have on parents and making them want to hire a reading tutor like yourself, Stacy?
Right.
That's huge, right? And so now,
Unfortunately, it's too big of a thing for classroom teachers. I mean, that is just huge. So, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine like being a parent and being like, oh my God, my kid is going to stay back if they don't reach proficiency standards? What am I going to do? You can't wait until 3rd grade. Right? They're going to be starting to look for the tutors in kindergarten, 1st grade. I've got them, so I know they already are. And my state isn't even one of the states that is doing that. So there are things that just happen in the education world that push more students our way, because the kids aren't reaching the goals that they want, whether it's SAT or ACT, whether it's, college admissions, whether it's, passing that AP class, or it's getting help in reading or getting help in math, so that the kids can, get the grades that they want, but also be learning the stuff that they need to learn so they can lead a healthy, happier life, which is awesome. And just amazing, you guys. And you don't have to just have students in your local area. We now have the entire world at our fingertips where we can be of service. And I have people from all over the world that hire me. Right after this today, I have a client in Costa Rica that I get the opportunity to work with. I never even realized that, like, okay, I don't know where my brain was all my life. Sometimes I'm like, how did I not know that? It is now winter in Costa Rica. Most people are like, yes, Joanne, we know that it's on the other side of the equator. But like, I thought of like Australia. Yeah, Australia is like, I never thought about that for Costa Rica. I don't know why
Right.
that connection was never made for me. But when I saw one of my students come on with a winter coat, I was like, it's a winter for you. And he's like, yeah, what is it for you? I'm like, it's summer.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So we get to learn about the world through our tutoring as well, which is
Well,
really, really cool. I
And
love
I
it.
think that explains there's, I see a question on, can we do this during the day, what, instead of just after school hours? And
Yeah.
when you have different time zones like that and can reach kids there, that's where my goal is. I don't want to sit here from 4 to 9 every day. I want to help those kids during the day
Yeah.
and work with that. And so,
mm,
Yeah. And don't ever forget about this. This is something that is new to the online world that you never could have done in person. You can work with kids before school starts.
mm.
So I actually work with kids before their school day starts. So it allows me to get up and going right away. I work with students starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have some homeschool students throughout the day. And I don't have to work with all of my students back to back to back every single day that I have, that I'm tutoring. I have some breaks in between there too, which is really nice because it allows me to do some of the things that I want to be able to get done and allows me to then like get energized and work with my students. And then I get to work with tutors, and I love what my days always look like. I'm like, this is awesome. I love it. And then we throw in jazzercise on in there because I decided to become an instructor because I have to care about my health, right? If I don't have my health, the rest of it I'm going to struggle with at some point in time. So
yep.
yes, I love it. What are your goals? Other goals that you have, Susan? What's your goal for your tutoring
So
business this year?
I think for the whole year. See, I missed that because my internet went out a little bit, but it was you. I have right now. I have do not have any online students. So for me, even to get my first one and have a successful session with first one, that's exciting for. I mean, to get
Yes,
everything set up and going,
yes.
that's exciting for me.
I love
So
that. Thank you for
yeah,
that perspective because I think there's a lot of people
just
just like you, Susan. They're like,
one.
look, I just want to know how to get all the pieces in place to have a
Right.
successful session. And that we've got we've got people that join this for so many different reasons, and we can't forget that perspective that there's people that they've never taught online, or they don't have the pieces in place, and just having that one successful tutoring session with that first student is going to be that huge win, and it really is. I'll never forget when I worked with my nephew. He was my very first student that I took on, and to see the kinds of results I was able to get with him online blew me away. I was like,
Right.
I was never able to do this when I did in person or when I was in the school system. Like, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
the different perspectives on how each tutor, by sharing, I think is what's exciting too. You can bounce ideas off of each other and hey, this isn't working right. You're like, what do you think? Or have you tried this? And so that cohort
Yeah.
piece that,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah. I love it. What are some challenges that you're hoping the masterclass is going to help you overcome?
Mm.
the marketing business side. That
Yeah.
is my like. Every time I talk to someone, I'm like, I know nothing about that business part, like nothing. So like I'm just happy doing my tutoring, helping kids. They pay me, woohoo! It goes in a bank. That's where I've been for 6 years. So to
Yeah.
do this full time and learning that part, um, it's going to be a challenge, I know, but I like the steps and I'm feeling more confident.
Yeah. Oh,
We get
I
there.
love it. I love it.
That
So
confidence piece is what I'm looking for
Uh-huh.
because I'm stuck in a pattern of overwhelm. and feeling like an imposter in the marketing situation and going, I know I need more daytime hours because my goal is to be home with my family in the evenings. And to do that, I have to market to other time zones. I can't put up a flyer. That's not going to help me. So it's just building that confidence to take the next leap. And I think the cohort and insights from the coaches and all that is really going to help.
Yeah,
And that's
for
a
sure.
hurdle for me that I just need to conquer.
You got this. We got you. You're gonna get there. I can't wait to hear your story at the end, and see how you were able to overcome that. And Susan, I know the tech. You're like, we're gonna overcome this tech, right?
And just even having, the first one, I mean, even market it, just to feel confident doing that. And I love what you said about, I've almost thought about borrowing some of the kids that I tutor with now and just trying it out with them. I love the idea to
Yeah.
write it out
Yes.
on nephew and
Yeah.
say, okay, one day a week, can instead
Yes.
of in person, can we try this out and
Yes.
do it as a little test? That
Yeah.
seems to be the way to go. And just so that
Yep.
I can build up my confidence that way as well.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
did exactly that. One of my good friends has a fourth grader, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, you have an iPad. Can you help? And like, literally, I gave him the free session and just said, you go on and tell me what's working, tell me what's not, how, things like that. And his mom sat with him, and it was just so helpful because you got an honest perspective, and it wasn't, okay, well, I'm paying you, so you should know what you're doing. It
Right.
was that feedback and that help. So yeah, I would recommend that.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Because
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got my oh, I love that. Somebody just invited their granddaughter to be a pretend class on Tutorbird this morning. I love it. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. This is just the beauty of it. Like we just get these ideas sometimes that we're just throwing around. We're just having a conversation and we're like, wait, that was like a brilliant idea that I could try. That doesn't cost me anything to try that. Let me give that a go. I love it. What was the first time that you guys either heard about Impact or heard about Jumpstart?
mine was this weekend. Like, well, I mean, last week when I like signed up to be an Impact. So,
And how'd you hear about Impact?
honestly, I think I was scrolling through Facebook and saw, like, I can't even remember at this moment. But it was just one of those things where I saw the list of speakers and went, there just seems to be a lot right there, and I'm just trying to get this tutoring business. And so it's, hey, what is out there that could help me
Right.
better? And
Yep.
yeah, it's so worth it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even gone through the steps yet. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Oh, and we have some people, even like people had heard about it on Qualified Tutors. Awesome. Yes. I love all those people all over there. They're amazing. So that is fantastic. Christy, how did you hear about either Impact or Jumpstart?
I think I Googled something I needed to know for online tutoring and came across you. I don't really remember for sure, but somehow I came across the Ultimate Support Group.
Uh-huh.
And then I honestly had a picture from Jumpstart, the advertisement from like 3 sessions ago hanging on my fridge because I knew I wanted to do it eventually to build the confidence I needed to take my business to the next level. And now, since I'm full-time tutoring, it's time.
Yes. Awesome. I love it. How about you, Susan?
Well, I think I also joined the online tutoring thing. And I know you're in my inbox a lot. I have to just tell you. I signed up for something maybe like 4 years ago. And then, okay, you're having the talk here. Because one of the women that talked, the woman that has the long hair, the writing teacher,
Suzanne Davis. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I remember her when she was just like lifting off, just getting started.
Yes.
So, and she used to be the guest on yours
Yeah.
a lot. And I'd listen when I can. And then last year you were doing the Florida thing, and of course I wanted to invite one of my friends to it because she would be better at it than I would, right? And then here I am. It's like, and I guess the timing wasn't ready. I got to
Yeah.
get myself off the hook. The timing wasn't ready. And now it's like, okay, I just don't even want to go to the classroom. I've been offered 2 jobs this year. They're begging me to come back. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way anymore. But I also need help in starting up what will work for me. And I think that's what it's like. Okay, I wanted it for someone else and I didn't want it for myself. That makes no sense. So
Right.
thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Good for you.
awesome. Yeah. If you could give advice to people who are new tutors, just getting started off, what would that advice be?
Join Jumpstart.
um, it's funny because at the end of Jumpstart, that's exactly what people say. They're like, I don't know why I waited.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've been tutoring for 6 years, after school hours and through the summer. It you have to, if you don't know all these steps, if you're wanting to take it further and be a full-time tutor, you need all of these things. And here I was just enjoying tutoring on the side and thought, well, if I was making that much then, this is easy to get all these kids. It's not. So, just there are people out there like Joanne that are going to help and get you through. And again, I haven't even gone through the steps, but I already feel that confidence.
Yeah.
Just the 3-day impact helped that part alone.
Yeah.
So it's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, your program is here. We can get those kids and help them. And that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
Just
That's the goal.
help those kids. And
yeah. That is the goal. And unfortunately, we have to learn the marketing side of things so that we can do that. And we might hem and ha and push it away and all that kind of stuff, but we have to learn it in order to do it. But once you do, you guys, oh my God, I can't imagine my life being any other way.
I know, and I'm
I
such
get
an
to work with
introvert.
it.
I'm
I know,
such
me
an
too.
introvert. So trying to get out
I know.
and how to talk with people, like
You can learn that. That's
say the
easy.
right thing to, it's just been.
This is the best part. It's not about saying the right thing.
Hmm.
It's about listening to what is the child struggling with. And this is where wherever you go, tell me more about what your child is struggling with. Tell me more about what you're struggling with. What does it look like for your child? What would you like it to look like? Right? It's about listening to where people are at and then showing them where we can bring them. And that's all it's about. And once we realize that, look, this doesn't have to be a salesy process. This can be a heart-based business with heart-based sales, with a heart-based sales process, with an organic marketing process, so I don't have to waste all of my money in advertising. It just becomes amazing. So I'm so excited that you guys are joining us, and that those of you guys online, we've got some more people who are like, I'm joining, I'm doing this. We've just had some more people that just joined us. We've got Amelia who's joining us. We've got Building Savvy Learners who's joining us. Congratulations. You are not going to regret this. This is going to be an awesome journey for you guys. What other advice do you guys have for people that are just they're new and they're getting started?
I would say it's okay to make the leap from in-person to online. There
Mhm.
are resources for you to
Mhm.
teach in a manner. For me, I'm an introvert. I didn't like the classroom part. I liked the one-on-one part. Thank goodness I was a special ed teacher with smaller class sizes. But this just fits. And making the leap from in-person to online, it just opened a whole new world for me. And
Yeah.
I think if you take the plunge, it'll work. But getting
Yes.
over those hurdles is hard.
It is hard, but it's so worth it. So that's one of the first exercises that we are going to do is you're going to talk to your future self and you're going to get to see what does it look like from that vantage point and what advice are you going to give yourself and looking at it from that perspective is going to change everything for a lot of you guys. It's going to be awesome. So I'm so excited that you guys are here. You're joining us. You're making the leap. We have some of you guys online. The doors close tomorrow night, you guys, so don't miss out. Come join us because this is the last time it's going to be offered at this price point. It will never. So if you've ever said to yourself it's too expensive,
Yeah.
you'll never be able to join us in the future then, okay? Because that's all I'm saying. Like this program is underpriced. And that's why the price is going on up. Okay.
Yes.
So it's not at a price point that it deserves to be at because of the value that it gets. People are making, just by going through this class $5,000 a month and they're only investing $597. But that $5,000 isn't a one-time thing. You know what tutoring, it's month after month after month after month after month. So you're replacing $597 for a yearly income, really, at the end of the day. It's not priced at the right. And we have so much support. We have all of these, we have the tech guy, we have the coaches, we have, all these people that are putting this in place to make it possible for you to take your business to the next level. So if you've ever thought it's too expensive to join, now is definitely your time to join because it's going to get more expensive.
Yes.
Thanks, you guys, for joining and sharing your experiences with Impact and your excitement for Jumpstart. We're excited to support you, and we can't wait. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.